Alright, so this is just going to be a quick video going over some of the skills that you're going to want to get in the Hunter Call of the Wild. So every tier is going to be locked behind different amount of skill points you have to spend to be able to get to it. So right now we're looking at the Stalker. So first one's going to be locate tracks. You're going to want to max that out, that way you can see tracks from super far away. It's very narrow, so it'll direct you right to where the next one's going to be. This is going to tie into this perk way all the way over in tier 4, disturbed vegetation. It is going to put up a extra tracking um, line there for you. That way whenever you have tracks that are like 50 feet apart, there's going to be this one in between them, so you can keep following the right track. Moving over to tier 1, track knowledge. The main thing here, you only want 2 of 3 because the second one gives you the approximate health when investigating blood trails. So that's going to be very important there. That way if you see you keep getting a very low and it's still 75 of 100 for quite a while, you know that animal might go down to 25 of 50, but it's not going to die. So you're better off not wasting an hour of your time following that animal. You're going to be much better off just to go and find some other ones to kill. Only happy when it rains, decreases your visibility in foggy and in rainy weather. That's going to be very good for quite a few different missions and even just playing with friends and multiplayer. Gaining 15% health, that's not worth it. Do not waste your time on that one. Connect the dots. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I've ran it before a couple different times, but with this, it really just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's if you can't follow tracks, then I mean it's this game is not the right game for you. The connect the dots things is trash. Don't waste your time. Soft feet. This one's very good because every time you go through any type of bushes or shrubs or tall grass or anything like that, you make a lot of noise in this game. So having this to be able to cut that down is going to be tremendously great. Any of these green ones here are relatively trash. No one cares about the weather if it's going to become rainy. No one cares if we can tell when the wind's coming in and how hard. No one cares if you want to be able to hold something to do a whistle and make an animal stop real quick. I mean, if you need to rely on that, then again, you're not a very good hunter, so those perks here are just garbage. Innate triangulation. This one is good whenever you are trying to do a mission, trying to find a specific animal, and it calls out. You don't want to have it in a 50, 100-foot radius. This will cut it down to about a 10, 15-foot radius, so you know exactly where that animal's general direction is. I mean, this one's going to be pretty good. Further decrease your visibility when inside large bushes and shrubs. So again, this is going to be great. Anytime you're in a bush or shrub, you are going to have a darked out line, meaning that you're essentially invisible to animals. So that is a very good one. This is probably the number one skill in this whole section here of Stalker. Um, so whenever you're sprinting through the woods trying to catch up to a certain area and then something just pops out, right in front of you and catches you off guard, you want to be able to pull up your gun. Only have to wait a second before you can click your breathe control and be able to pop off around. I mean, this is what makes that possible. I mean, without this, you're kind of dead in the water. So this is a very good one to have. And again, we already talked about this one here, and that's going to be your last one to finish it off, to have 14 skill points spent in Stalker. We'll go down to Ambusher. You got to put one in here just to get to the tier 1s. Otherwise, any of these scents are going to be kind of useless. I mean, they can work for some people, that's great, but I'd rather just go out and go to the animals and find them and hunt them down the right way. I don't like to lure things in with that type of stuff. Up here, spotting knowledge. It's good to have all 3 of these. At the bottom there reveals, how aware it is of nearby threats. That way you can tell if it is kind of on high alert, you need to find a way to take a shot from that distance. Otherwise, you have a chance of calling it in, being able to sneak up on it, something like that. Um, that's going to be very good there. Plus, if you're trophy hunting, level 2 of this here tells you the approximate trophy rating and the weight of the animal. It also will tell you the health of the animal from level 1. So if you shot at a couple of herds of animals and you're not sure which ones you might have tagged with a bad shot, whenever you spot it with a perk I'm going to show you in just a second, um, or should I say a skill, whenever you spot it, it'll tell you that, hey, this animal's already 25 of 50, so you know that's the one you need to drop. Again, we do have to put something in to be able to unlock tier 2, so I put one more here. If you do story missions, it is a great way to get money and to get skill level. That's how you see I've maxed out, I've been maxed out if you go back to my older videos. Plus, here I just reset my skill points just to make this video real quick. So I am down on money, I was just at 390, but that's alright. This is that one I was talking about that's going to match with this one here, the spotting knowledge. So whenever you're aimed down your scope, you're going to be able to spot that animal. That way you're no longer pulling out a rangefinder or binoculars or something like that, so this is a very handy one. Plus, when you're playing with friends online, you're going to be able to spot something, they can see it, and you can all take a shot at the same animal and try to drop it if you're trying to do some type of challenge or have some fun with some buddies. Fatal Attraction. So I like having this one because when I play with the group, especially a friend that I just got into the game, I can try and lure something in with a collar. Um, that way, you know, we can kind of hunt it down, get in its area, hit that collar, it bridges the gap between us, and then you can take it out. That's kind of where the scents drop the ball. Um, The scents are set it down, let them come to you all together. I am not a big fan of that. I'd rather hunt it down, hit a collar at the last second, bring it the last 15, 20 feet in. That way you're right on top of something, take it out with the bow, take it out with something like that. Leighton Lakes going after a pack of 20 of elk, and you can take out all 20 with a bow and a collar. I mean, that's some good hunting fun there. I like that a lot. I had to put one more in to be able to get to this tier, so I just put it on impact resistant. That way whenever you're scaling a mountain, something like that, and maybe you get a bad footing and you fall a little bit, you're not going to just die instantly. So this does come in handy. This is a very amazing skill point to use. Pack Mule getting 15% extra carry capacity. That way you're not wasting your time buying one of those stupid backpacks and gaining noise and gaining visibility. It's dumb. So I'd rather just carry this. I mean, I'll show you my setup in a second if you want right now, but this is very great to have. I don't care to attract random. So you know, if I'm calling for a deer, I don't want a moose to show up. So I mean, this is a stupid skill. Plus, if it calls out, I really don't care if it does or not. I can see some benefit to this, but wasting 2 skill points here to be able to, I mean, it's a waste. Don't even bother with it. On here, so this ties in with this one here. So whenever I spot that animal, that outline stays on for a very, very long time. That way, when it's running through trees and stuff, you can still pop off some shots. Um, Whereas your buddies you're playing with that do not have this, they're not able to. So this is kind of a really great skill to have. Plus level 2 there, you can spot up to 3 animals. So when you're playing with 2 or 3 buddies, you can sit there and mark 3 animals, and you can call out which one you are going to take, and then just count it down, 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, you'll all 3 fire and take down your animals. So that is a great one to have. At the end here, this is a trash perk. Um, no one cares about unlocking need zones and stuff like that. Um, Around a survey point, I mean, it's worthless. Again, using this in front of a lookout point, so you want me to go all the way to a lookout tower and hit a collar and hope I can call something in. That's, again, stupid. Here, 5% discount in the store, so a gun cost 100 grand. I'm spending 95 grand now. That doesn't sound like much of a bargain to me, so I will definitely pass on that. That is my little breakdown of the different skills for the Stalker and Ambusher tree. Um, that way, hopefully that helps you out, lets you see where it's kind of more important to put something in and where you can kind of skimp on to be able to get the most bang for your buck out of this game.